Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Good.
Okay, cool.
Good.
It's welcome to Vibe Hack 101. My name is Vickers and I'll be taking you through question.
I'm sorry. No question at all. It was by mistake.
Okay. No, cool. I'll be taking you through something called vibe hacking. It's basically using vibe coding to do hackathons with. I'm Vickers. I've been coding for the past, I'd say 23 years. Recently, I've been digging into blockchain hackathons. It's quite fun to build things. It's interesting meeting new people and so forth. For this course, I'll just be taking you through what we'll be going over. So today we'll be checking out the Hackathon Mindset, kind of what judges are looking for, what kind of tech you can expect and so forth. Tomorrow we'll be looking at idea generation. That would be looking at what sponsors are looking for and what the judges might be looking for, and then how we can generate ideas based on those expectations. That will be using a mix of AI and some imagination. I'll also be sharing some prompts that you can use to generate these ideas with. Then on Wednesday, validation. That's going to be questions you'll need to ask yourself. Can you build the core feature of your project within the next 12 to 18 hours? Usually hackathons are held over 2 days, 3 days max. There are some that are longer. I was in one that was for a month long, and that was quite torturous because it was a big build. You have to ask yourself, what is demoable in 3 minutes or less? Sometimes judges ask for a demo video of your solution, and they don't have too much time to look at everyone's code and all the demos. So that's why they need a short demo to see what your idea is about. And then we'll chat about the scoring rubric, how we can use that to validate your idea. Again, there will be some prompts that we can use with ChatGPT or with Gemini. Have you guys used any of those things? ChatGPT or Gemini or Grok?
Definitely.
Have you had any success using those things?
In my case, I would say mixed, as I went down a rabbit hole there when it was still new to me rather than other way around.
Okay, cool. Then on day 4, the vibe coding loop, I'll be taking you through how I approach it and how I do it. It's a mix of agentic coding and vibe coding. The vibe coding concept is more around just giving it a basic prompt to something like lovable or bubble or replit, and then it goes and it decides what to build for your prompt. So if you ask it to build a to-do list, it's going to pick known industry standard stuff, but also narrow down to what those models have been trained on. So if the model only knows Next.js and let's say Tailwind, then that's what that system will use to create those products with. But when it comes to agentic coding, you have to specify what technologies you want to use to be able to steer the AI into what you want. That's going to tie in with the idea. your idea and your validation. Going through that will determine what kind of technologies you want to use in your solution. This is where this vibe coding loop will kick in. Then on Monday, day 5, we'll talk about tackling the hardest problem first. In some cases, well, in most cases, you'll have a core idea that your solution tries to solve. And then we'll chat about how we can tackle those problems and then build it into your demo as well, so that you can show what your solution solves. Day 6, rapid prototyping. We'll be actually building something. I'm not quite sure yet what we'll be building, but that's what today and tomorrow is about, is to figure out that idea that we're going to build. There's obviously homework in between, so it's not just a passive session. It will be a practical session. If you guys are okay with actually doing some code in between. Cool. And then demo design. We'll talk about how we put demos together. In the recent hackathon that I participated in, I used OpenAI's Codex to actually generate the demo for me. I took short video clips of my product, and then I gave it to Codex to actually figure out what the narration should be. And it then used 11 labs to clone my voice, create the demo script, and then put the whole video together. It kind of sounds like me in a way, but yeah, it's not 100%. It's also interesting to see how the AI can take a video, chop it up to identify different sections, and then generate narration for that section, and then put it all together in the final video. It feels like it saves time, but it also takes long because it has to process all the video. But if you have time, you can get AI to generate that. And then on the last day is the pitch. I think they will be going through pitching, judges asking questions, debrief. We'll be just chatting about.
Это, вот у меня, типа, это один из лучших MP3, ну, типа, букси, типа, это. У меня только кроме Карлоса там ничего. Vickers, I think you got muted when there was like a broad mute.
Got any questions so far? Or where did you guys lose me?
Just before the guy started talking in Russian.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I have a question here.
Yes.
So is there any criteria that you are choosing the hackathons you're participating in? Like, is there a formula, like you're going to the hackathons with bigger prizes, or like a bigger entry barrier, or what is the criteria to choose the hackathons so you're more confident that you will win?
I didn't have a criteria for the last 3 hackathons that I took part in. It was more a adventure into learning about new things, learning about new APIs or so forth. But also I spent about a week or 2 weeks before the time planning the idea that I want to build.
Mhm.
So that when it came to actually starting, I had a clear idea of what I was going to do.
I see. So you had the idea to build before you chose the hackathon?
Yes, usually they advertise the hackathon weeks or months in advance,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and then you get the sponsors in the hackathon. Usually, a hackathon is actually a technology showcase where the sponsors are looking for new ideas of how to use their product.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's basically what a hackathon is for, so that they can test their product and then showcase that to their clients to say that this is what you can build with our product. So that's actually I think that's the crux behind a hackathon.
And what was there a specific platform like Dora Hacks, or what was the platform that you participated in the hackathons on?
The first one was on Dora Hacks. That was
Okay.
for ETH Cape Town.
Mhm.
Then the one for last year was Hackers DAO. Hacker DAO. Yeah, and then the first one last year, or was it the year before? Time has flown so fast. It was BlockDAG, but they turned out to be a scam.
So all of these were Web3 hackathons, blockchain.
Yes, it was blockchain hackathons. It was Ethereum based.
Okay.
I chose Ethereum because there's tools that you can run locally. For instance, Forge is a tool, or Hard Hat, so that you can create things locally and then test them and then deploy to testnet and then further. So if the hackathon is based on something easy like Ethereum, then the technology is not a problem. It's going to be your idea that might be a problem. You have to get an idea that hits hard, that has something local. Local meaning there's local, what's the word? Local issues. For instance, trust or connection. Maybe it's fraud. Maybe it's the usual fraud, corruption, anything that's got an issue with trust is quite a big topic.
And all of these hackathons you participated, you won some prize there, each of them?
So the ETH Cape Town in 2024, I got, I think it's $600 on QuickNode. Then, okay, but that's credit. It's not actual cash.
Okay.
The one after was BlockDAG. There, I got a Razer keyboard, one of these expensive.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a aluminium. Yeah, no, it's a cool keyboard. I don't know where you are, but it's about 5,000 rand worth of a keyboard. No, that was
That's
fun.
cool. Okay. And what's the biggest prize you ever won on a hackathon?
$500.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was the one before this one. No, that was Web3 Node. Web3 Node is almost like an incubator group where they host these hackathons.
What do you think about OpenClaw? Is it possible to run an OpenClaw that will participate in different hackathons and build for all of them, for example, like make the research and then, define the topic to what to build and then build for different hackathons so you can like focus focus on quantity, right? of the participation, or it's just it's not that level that OpenCloud can handle without curation. Yeah.
Well, essentially, OpenClaw is a loop that runs agents.
Mhm.
So you could, but then you've got no real control over what it does.
Mhm.
If you let OpenClaw or whatever you want to call it do the work for you, you're going to have lots of tokens because that's very expensive.
Mhm.
Thousands of dollars in tokens because it's going to come up with some solution, build it, and the judges might not like it, and then you have to build another one, and then build another one, and you're going to waste tokens. That's why it's better to take your time, go through the sponsors of the hackathon, go through the tech that they are interested in, and then find an idea that matches that. Or the alternative is taking your idea and then seeing how it matches to their technology. So I kind of take that approach to mix that and then get an idea for what to build.
Cool. Thanks for your answers.
And and that actually leads into what we're gonna. Well, what I would like to start off with is exactly that. Is the mindset of trying to tell a story, because hackathons aren't really about the code. It's about what you solve and the story about your problem that you're trying to tackle. So, and that all comes down to that 3-minute video. So you could just create some code and then create a video and then submit, or create a slideshow. But in this last hackathon I was in Web3 Node, the host spoke about what the VC investors are actually looking for. And they want more builders, not people who create hobby projects, but people who actually build proper solutions. That's what the industry is looking for, is actual solutions. I'm not quite sure what it is or what it looks like, but that's what the VCs there in Silicon Valley or wherever they are, that's what they're looking for, is actual builders who build things that can solve real problems. And all of that you have to try and demonstrate in a 3-minute video. So it does take a lot of planning ahead of time to figure out what that is. Yeah, and then, well, it's kind of harsh. I had ChatGPT give me some help with my slides. So it's got let me build everything first, the loser mindset, but the winner is what's the minimum that proves the idea. And again, a hackathon isn't something that happens over months and months. Well, there are some. If you look at Dora hacks, there are some hackathons that are months long, but then they expect a very big system from that. Usual Ethereum hackathons or blockchain-based ones are just maybe 2 days, 3 days, maybe a week long. And there you have to focus on the minimum, because if you're going to code for 2 days straight and your project doesn't work and all you have is a slide, that's not going to, it might score high, but it won't score as high as something that actually works. And something that works doesn't have to be, 5 or 6 Git repos to make it work. It could be something simple. And then it boils down to your pitch, how you pitch it. Yeah.
Sorry, Vikas.
Mm.
Spencer, do you have a question?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, when you enter a lot of these hackathons, do you build with a product that you look to take to market, or are you just building just for the hackathon?
I end up building, it feels like a finished product. That's the kind of drive that I've got. But I don't, it's kind of a fear of success, if I have to be brutally honest, because, you know, there's so many ideas, and you go through a hackathon, you build something good or great, or I don't know, good. And then afterwards, you go back to work, and then you don't get the time to go back to your project because life carries on. Some of the things that I've built, for instance, Kurupe is one of those ones that my wife keeps telling me that she's going to kick me if I don't take it public. Because it's a stable coin based solution. I don't want to spill too much in it, but it's got payments involved. Yeah, if you want to basically win, the idea is to try and create something that can go to market quickly, because that's one of the things that judges will look for. If you build something that is going to take another year to create, I don't think they will be too keen on that. If it's something that can start tomorrow, you'll probably score very high. Yeah, that's just what I've seen in the past hackathons that I've been in. There's the one that I did was Pocket Poker. It's a poker game that's hosted inside MiniPay. So there it's a 3-card random draw. 2 players connect. They stake some coin. The game plays out. It's just a random 3-card draw. But then I added a what do I call it? A deck, a skin marketplace where you can upload skins for the cards and people can buy the skin. So it's kind of a paid for DLC type of thing. So as you play the game, you can change your skin for your cards. And those skins can be purchased on the marketplace. So that's a way to add more value to a product, is to just expand on. There's the core idea of, let's say, the card game, but then there's the added marketplace where your solution can generate income from it. That's also an angle that judges look at, is how can they monetize the product. So that's also a key thing to keep in mind when you think about what product to build for a hackathon. Is your time for go-to-market. Can you finish the hackathon and then go to market as soon as possible? And then a second layer of, can you monetize your product? What's the monetization angle to it? What's the, they call it tokenomics of your product?
So I'm just curious, sorry, I raised my hand, but yeah. I'm curious about the audience size of potentially the sub projects that you're looking at. Like you talked about MiniPay. MiniPay has got like 14,000 potential clients of yours. So does the size of the blockchain or the project or the impacted user base actually play more of a role in the judge's opinion? Are they interested about mass viability and applicability of the project, or does it play less of a role, and is it more about the solution that you're actually coming up with?
That's a good question. I would say because it's Web3 based, they automatically assume it's for mass usage. Because Web3 is everywhere, first of all. Second of all, there's ways of hosting your product so that it is accessible by lots of users. For instance, hosting on IPFS, hosting files there. There's something called Internet Computer. That's another protocol totally. But the other flip side is, if you think about institutional or B2B, business to business, it might be a smaller, I'm going to say a smaller audience, but the problem scope is bigger. It's more technical. It's more important. There might be money involved, like millions of dollars or millions of rand involved. So it depends on, I think it depends on industry. If you're trying to tackle something, for instance, MiniPay with, as you say, 14,000. It's a
14 million. Sorry. Huge.
Gee, okay. That's yeah. They've got some games on there, some infotainment type stuff. Yeah, it's more like a content platform where people pay to play games and so on. Yeah, there it might be something light. Yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it does. Thanks.
Cool. If you want to stick your hand up, just rather shout at me. I can't see who sticks their hand up. Sorry. Yeah, as we've discussed, Hackathon is a compressed startup. That's from the previous question. In some hackathons, you join a group on the first day when you register. Well, if you join a group, then you have to discuss amongst yourselves what you want to build. And I've only joined a group once, and the other times I've been a solo builder. I built product by myself, plan, code, demo, presentation, everything. It's a lot of work to go solo. There's a flip side to it, is that you don't always get to everything, and you kind of drop a ball here and there. But if you do go solo and you have an idea and you know what you want to build, then you just carry on. There's no fighting over what features you want to add or what the demo must look like. So it's actually a double-edged sword, being in a group or being solo. Yeah, and just trying to break up your time into segments and trying to stick to those segments. Not going back and forth, because you can't on the second day redesign your project and start from scratch again, because then you're not going to make it. So it's crucial that you lock down those ideas and scoping before the time, or in the first half of the day. Try and get your idea locked down and then just build on it. What I found when I was in a group was identifying things or tasks that can be split between the team members. Trying to split the work by strengths is a good way. For instance, there's a front-end guy that just likes to do front-end. It makes sense to let him handle the front-end, and then the back-end guy handles the back-end. And then maybe there's a designer that designs. There's a business analyst or a product manager that helps to define what's being built. Yeah, and then someone who can answer questions when it comes to the stage, because it's quite a daunting thing when you're standing there and people asking you questions and you have to answer them. Yeah. Oh, judging can be harsh. That's one thing. They ask good questions, especially when it comes to scale and usability, where this project or this product can be used. Yeah. Any questions so far? Comments?
I like the fact that you said there 3 of those 4 are not really about code. I think that's crucial, very insightful.
Yeah, I've been, well, like I've said before, I've been to a few hackathons and I've seen presentations where it's just a slideshow and they talk about what they want to build. But it's kind of not the point of a hackathon, because a hackathon, you should be building something. You should be putting
You
some
should
code.
be solving something.
Yeah, you should be solving something. And then showing people, if you click this button, then it's going to launch a rocket into space and it's going to mine some uranium on Mars or something. And then actually push a button and there goes a rocket. If the rocket falls out of the sky, it's fine. At least,
But there has to be a rocket flying.
yeah, there has to be something. Could be a rocket, could be a rugby ball, you know, whatever. There has to be something.
You
It
can't just
doesn't help.
code in isolation.
It doesn't help sitting for 2 days and the end result is a slideshow.
Cool.
It's cool and all, but your go-to market is going to be a year, 2 years, maybe. Is it something that that a VC representative can show to their I don't know how VCs work internally, but their board or their customers or their members, and say, hey, I've got the slideshow, you know, open it in PowerPoint and see what it is. Let's get some money. Versus here's a demoable product. It's got the idea. It's got some legs. It can do something for now. They've got a plan to build more onto it. So you've basically done the work. It's clickable, browsable. It just needs a little funds. It needs some funds to take it to the next level. Those are the type of projects that judges gravitate towards. At least that's my experience with them. Yeah. Win the room before win the judging. So it's more than just a code. You have to think about it. A good name, your README for your repo, the demo, the way you explain the idea. So it comes to your story about your product. Many people just build something and then give it a name that's not really memorable. Because as soon as judges walk away, they're not going to remember, I don't know, Susie's car wash, something. Okay, well, maybe Susie's car wash, but you have to think of a good name for the product. The README that's going to explain enough detail so that someone from the judging panel who is technical can go through, understand what the project is about, see the data flows, where the data is coming from and where it's going. You can have screenshots of your product in there. You can have a video in there. There's a lot that you can add to your README that will help you in gaining more points when it comes to the judges. In the demo, yeah, that's just a video that you're going to put on, let's say, YouTube, or you can put it on Google Docs. You have to carve out some of your time to actually go through the demo, figure out what's your golden paths. A golden path is the main flow of your product that demonstrates the core purpose of your product. So if it is uploading a PDF and extracting data from it and then analyzing it and presenting it, that's your golden path. So you have to show them those steps. Yeah, and then practice explaining your idea. That's sometimes a problem for me. Just I've got so much in my head that I try to articulate that it doesn't always come out the right way. So then you have to lean back to your demo and just hope that your demo helps you. In the previous hackathon, I was actually sick on the day that I had to demo. So the only thing that I had was my repo, the live site, and the demo video. That's all that I could submit. And I still won my category. So yeah, I'm quite happy about that. That saved my bacon. So today's exercise. Have you ever entered a hackathon and not finished? Something demoable? What happened? What does winning look like beyond the prize? What is one bad habit you have when building under time pressure? These are just questions you can ask yourself. Write them down and think about it carefully. Yeah, that's that. The floor is open for further questions.
Cool, thanks, Vikas. So yeah, I don't know if anyone has any questions. Ben?
No question for now.
On the spot, come on, dude. Yeah. Okay, cool, guys. Is anyone that's like curious about the whole process? Because for me, like, are you thinking about all of these things when you're starting off? Do you have this end plan in mind? Are you scaffolding the process by actually building the README docs as you build, or are you doing it like right before your submission? Or like, how are you working through that process?
That's part of the vibe coding and prototyping. I put a lot of context into my session with Codex. And there's a lot of documents also in the repo that describes different things and different aspects about the project. And Codex is quite good at articulating those things. GitLab, Git. Wait, since this is my last Hackathons README, it's a offline first clinician safety check app. So there's a dashboard where you upload PDFs and it extracts the medicine details. You know, in your pills that you get from the pharmacy, there's that leaflet that explains what your medicine is about, what's the core ingredients, and all that. So I extract that information, save it in the dash, then using PowerSync. It was a PowerSync hackathon, by the way. PowerSync is a tool that synchronizes from, for instance, Superbase down to a SQLite database on the phone. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So it was extracting data from there and then syncing it to the phone. And then when the doctor or the nurse goes and sees someone in a rural area where there's no connection, they can at least service that that patient. And here I had quite a few smaller projects in between. It was a dashboard, the mobile app, the OCR. This is the optical character recognition. It's the API that extracts from the PDF. And this whole repo, this whole README was generated by Codex, explaining the different things. It generated this this diagram. Oh, sorry. It generated the diagram, the sequence diagram, all of these things, and I didn't blink once. It just happened. So if you have enough context in your repo, in your project, then AI can generate all of these things for you. But that's why you need to keep documentation. You have to have a clear project in mind so that something like Codex or Claude or one of those things can actually generate this for you. Not only that, I didn't even look at the mobile code. I built a mobile app just chatting to Codex, and I was testing it on my phone. I don't know Dart, I don't know Flutter. I didn't need to know it because someone else knew what was going on. So that's virtually the power of agentic coding and vibe coding, is that you don't have to know all the details all the time. You just need that idea and have enough detail on the idea, and then it can create it for you.
Because is there something that we can prepare or look towards the slides of the next presentation? Is there some preparation we can do for next next presentation?
So tomorrow, idea generation. I'm going to find some context of the previous hackathons, just as an example, and then we'll go through how do we generate ideas. So, yeah, there's no need to do homework yet. Yeah.
Okay, noted.
Yeah. And then on Wednesday, there's validation. We might be able to squeeze in idea and validation on the same day. And then from there onwards, we'll be digging into the code, setting up the repo. I'm busy putting together a small scaffold example code repo so that we can use it as a base to work off of. And then I'll also share this slide code that I used to make this slide with. It's a nice little tool to do slides with, and I'll share this code as well. Yeah.
Very cool. I've got two questions.
Yes.
Are you sure you don't want us to come with ideas for tomorrow? Like, okay, why don't we build a remittance app or a solve global warming app or something? You know, just ideas that we could work on to actually create some sort of solution.
Yeah. That's also fine. I mean, it's open-ended. It's all about ideas. We can either pick a technology stack now and then come up with ideas, or we just get ideas and then we see what will work.
Fair enough. And then the second question that I'm actually curious about. So with I can't remember, AidSync, it was essentially you've designed a serialization solution which pharmaceuticals are spending hundreds of millions of dollars on. And it's a solution that like people actually need because it's that whole last mile, and there's a bunch of legality around where did your pill come from, where's it going, who's the user, who's the prescriber, who's the manufacturer, who tested it, who did all of these things along the supply chain. And you've designed something that works. But now my question, well, yes, assume it works. But now the question really goes to like, once you've built this thing and once you've gone to a hackathon, apart from your wife kicking you, are there any that you're actually trying to actively market? Is that something that actually is part of the hackathon framework as well? Like you build it and then you're actually going to try and market it, take maybe the same project to the next hackathon, iterate, improve, grow an audience, or you just into hacking?
I was into hacking. I mean, not hacking, but just
vibe coding. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Well, actually, I want to still go down that other route, but yeah, no, the vibe coding thing. But I've got that payments project that's in my mind the whole time that I just don't have enough time to actually work on it and rebuild it properly. And I've seen from the Stellar course that we were on a few weeks ago that maybe I can use Stellar for that. Yeah, but it's more, if you have the idea but you don't quite have the technology, you have to scout around to find the tech that matches your idea and the scalability of your idea. So that's something that is maybe holding me back, is actually finding the right tech. But that's why I go through the hackathons to experience the new tech, to build something, to then go back to my previous project and see, can I use it in this project? Will it improve it? Have I learned anything new? I think that's my personal goal, is to learn new things so that I can go back to previous projects and improve on them. For instance, I learned a lot now from doing this Flutter app. Also using a new hosting provider, Railway, which was quite nice to work with. Yeah, and this Power Sync is actually pretty cool. Superbase is expensive if you don't control it. So there I need to look at something else, might be more affordable. There's also something that you need to keep in mind is cost, because yeah, things are expensive. Tokens are not cheap. Sometimes, if you're lucky. For instance, there's Quen Code, which is a new one from Alibaba. You get 1,000 requests a day, so you can build quite a lot with that. Yeah, but to come back to your question, I think it's just, for me personally, it's a learning exercise, learning about new things, and then going back to old projects and try and rebuild it.
No, fair enough.
And then
Yeah.
at some point, maybe it'll launch, but then I have to deal with people.
Fair enough.
Being a programmer, especially a back-end programmer, I'm quite happy just being in my corner, doing my thing. But if I can partner with someone who is more extroverted, maybe it'll work,
No, fair enough. But I think that's exactly it. It's like you're basically using this to iterate, but not iterating on the same project. You're iterating with different projects to see what the fix would be for the actual baby that you have, which is the stablecoin app. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Exactly. Cool.
Cool, guys. Any other questions? Cool. Well done, Vickers. This was really dope. Like, actually, it was really cool. Thank you.
No, I'm
Hello.
feeling different about it. Yeah.
Sorry, Utrush? Utcrush. I can't say your name, sir.
Yeah, no worries. It is pronounced as Utkarsh. Yeah, no worries.
Utcrush. Okay.
So, wanted to know, I have built on blockchain previously, and also built on Stellar once when I was part of a cohort or something in Stellar. So, just wanted to know how I can get involved in my region more, and yeah, what can I do in Stellar also?
Utkarsh, I'm connected with you. Well, I connected with you on LinkedIn. Just reach out to me and then I'll see how I can help you with Stella.
Oh yeah, let me check. Like, what's your name? Can you please say?
Mukhtar. So I connected with you on LinkedIn while you were on the call. So yeah, you should be able to reach out to me there.
Oh yeah, sure. Just let me take a look and
Cool.
yeah.
Uh,
What's your
Zen?
name?
Cool. Sorry, Zen. Or Spencer.
Yeah, it might be interesting to also have a section where you allow the audience to also share with what maybe some ideas and things that they've been thinking or that they're currently building on.
Okay, cool. Do you want to kick that off? Well, it's a bit late now.
Yeah, I was
But we could
thinking
do it. We
maybe
could
for
rock it
another.
tomorrow. Yeah, we could rock it
Yeah.
tomorrow. Like maybe we
that's-
finish 10, 15 minutes and then do that. Because if you've got the time for day 2 and there's leftover time, it would be really cool to actually do that. What do you think, Vickers?
Yeah, no, for sure. That's the whole purpose of day 2 is idea generation. So what you're working on, what you have, your ideas, it's all about getting those idea juices flowing.
Okay, cool, guys. I'm going to wrap up the session. Is that cool with everyone? We'll stop the recording. We can still stay on and chat afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks again, Vickers. Really appreciate you. Thanks, everyone, for joining.
Yeah,
Really
pleasure.
appreciate you giving up some time on your Monday night.
Thank you so much, guys.